I want to welcome you all. We're thrilled to have you here for our 15th benefit breakfast. My name is Sarita Hanley, and I have the honor of being the co-chair of this event for the 15th year in a row, and it just gets better every year. Today we have a packed schedule, and you're going to enjoy the variety of interesting, enriching parts we have. We are going to start with a very special national anthem. This year, we went from having one singer from King's School, and then last year we had 3, and this year I'm so proud and honored to say we have 8 King's School chorale students. Aren't they terrific? They're so lovely. We are grateful for them and for their gift of their beautiful voice and talent. And we're going to let them come up to the stage. And after the young ones sing this very emotional national anthem, I want you to rise if you could when the national anthem is sung. That would be great, as we should rise for the national anthem. Thank you. I appreciate that. And after the national anthem, we will transition to the invocation. So I'll let them be.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I have to admit, that was a wow. I don't know about you, but I have goosebumps listening to this young one singing that. Thank you very much. That was stunning. Now we're heading into our invocation. I want to, as we do the invocation, it is my honor to introduce to you Reverend Juan Gabriel Acosta. He's the new pastor that we have at St. Mary's Church on Elm Street and St. Benedict's. He is here handling 2 churches, and churches that are 92% parishioners are immigrant. So this is very meaningful to us. Thank you so much, Father Gabriel.
Good morning. I will ask you your attention, please. Just one moment. I know we want to have breakfast. Just 1 minute, please. Thank you. As Sarita said, I'm Father Juan Gabriel Acosta, a Catholic priest serving here in the diocese. And we want to thank Building One Community family for this great opportunity to share its mission of advancing the successful integration of immigrants in their families in a society, whether it is by providing food pantries, legal services, housing support, strengthening skills, education, empowering and engaging our people in different programs. On behalf of our diocese and those of us who serve our immigrant community, we thank you. Every day you do what Jesus asked us to do, to care for those in need. So let us pray. Gracious and loving God, source of life, hope, and renewal, we gather this morning with grateful hearts as spring awakens the world around us. We thank you for the gift of Building One Community Center, the gift of its founders, staff, volunteers, partners, and supporters, and for the generosity that brings us together, and for every person here who seeks to serve others with compassion and goodwill. Bless this breakfast, the hands that prepared, and the conversation shared around these tables. May the gathering strengthen our commitment to justice, mercy, and peace. In a world often marked by division, help us to remember our common humanity and the sacred worth of every single person. We give thanks for the mission and support that unite us today. May the funds raised and the partnership formed here become instruments of hope, healing, and opportunity for all who are in need. As the season of spring reminds us that new life can emerge after hardship, renew our spirits, encourage generosity and joy, and guide us to faithful stewards of the gift we received in compassionate neighbors to one another. May this morning leave us inspired, encouraged, and ready to serve, and may the blessing, peace, and wisdom from God rest upon each person gathered here this morning. Amen. Enjoy your breakfast. Thank you.
I have the great pleasure to introduce someone whose leadership and vision continues to shape our work and our future at Building One Community. Here is Mary Summers, the chair of our board.
Thank you, Sarita, and thank you, Father, for that beautiful blessing. Good morning and welcome. Welcome to the 15th annual Building One Community Breakfast. We are so thrilled to be here. I am Mary Sommer, and it is my privilege to serve as the board chair of Building One Community. It is truly wonderful to see all of you here and to be among so many friends as we break bread together for a wonderful cause. On behalf of our board, our staff, and thousands of community members, we are proud to serve. Thank you for being here. Today is a truly special day. We are celebrating the quinceañera of Building One Community. Truly, a time for celebration. 15 years of showing up, of making a difference, and of proving that when a community comes together, extraordinary things happen. Your presence in this room this morning is a testament to that. We are so grateful for your continued support and belief in our work. Before we get started, take a moment to look at your table. You will find information on how to pledge. Every contribution brings us closer to our fundraising goal today, and every dollar goes directly to supporting the immigrants and families who count on us. And now it is my true pleasure to introduce someone I have had the privilege of working so closely with over these past few months, and who has impressed me deeply every step of the way. She is knowledgeable and strategic, passionate and caring. She leads both with her head and her heart. The board could not be more enthusiastic and confident in her vision for the future. I know that once you hear from her today, you will feel exactly the same way that we do. Please join me in welcoming the new Executive Director of Building One Community, Marissa Muñoz.
Thank you, Mary. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Your leadership, steadiness, and belief in me over these past 3 months have meant so much. I am grateful for your guidance and support, and it is an honor to have you by my side. And this organization is so fortunate to have you at the helm of our board. What a joy it is to see all of you, this room today, filled with supporters, partners, and friends of Building One Community. Showing up at 7 a.m. on a weekday morning is a testament to your commitment to this community. Either that or your coffee is really strong. In any case, we are so glad you are here. We are so grateful to celebrate this milestone year with you, and I look forward to sharing more with you later in the program. But first, we are honored to welcome leaders who have recognized and championed the importance of Building One Community and the families we serve. It is now my distinct honor to introduce someone who has been a steadfast champion for all the people of Stamford. Since taking office, she has made it clear that her vision is of a city where everyone belongs. In her own words, she has pledged to stand with our immigrant communities, fight for families across our city, and fight for a better future for all our children. We are grateful for her presence here today and for her commitment to this community. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Caroline Simmons.
Thank you, Marissa. Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to be here with you for this annual Building One Community Breakfast, and I don't think I could name any other organization that could rally 500 people to a breakfast at 7 a.m. It's really a testament to the remarkable work that Building One Community does in our city and in our region to support immigrants. They do everything from tutoring and mentoring to legal support to providing housing support and counseling. And I just want to start by saying a huge thank you to Marissa and the entire board, staff, team at B1C. You are incredible, and we owe you a debt of gratitude for everything you do for our immigrant families. As mayor of Stamford, one of the things I'm most proud of is our diverse immigrant community. We have people who come from all over the world who speak over 70 different languages in our city. And this is a major source of strength and pride for our city. And we see the positive impact that immigrants have had on our city throughout our city's history and that they continue to have every day. We see the positive impact in immigrants like Sergeant Adriana Molina, who came to this country when she was 2 years old from Colombia. And she's worked hard and risen through the ranks of our Stamford Police Department to become the highest ranking Latino officer in our Stamford Police Department. She leads our behavioral health unit and serves on the front lines as a trusted voice for immigrants in our Latino community, and also works closely with B1C. We also see the positive impact in small business owners like Rodolfo and Laura, who just opened Three Little Birds Coffee Shop on East Main Street, a wonderful coffee shop where they import fresh coffee beans from El Salvador from their family farm. And I highly recommend it, and it's brought vibrancy and jobs to the East Side. We also see the positive impact in artists like Jean Benoit, who just opened 203 Art Space at the Stamford Town Center, which is a wonderful art gallery that not only showcases his talent, but also provides art space for immigrants and diverse artists across our city. I could go on, but these are just some of the positive ways that immigrants impact all sectors of our community and how proud we are of our immigrant community. And I know these are challenging times right now, and over the past couple of years, the harsh immigrant crackdown that we've seen from ICE has driven fear and uncertainty into thousands of immigrant families in our city, across our state, and across our country. And it's divided communities and caused real fear and uncertainty among residents. And I want to reiterate that as mayor of Stamford, and thanks to all of you for your support, that we will not let these policies divide us. We will continue to stand strong with our immigrant community during these difficult times and love our immigrant neighbors and friends. And lastly, I'll just say it's organizations like B1C that give me so much hope in good times and in bad. They are there on the front lines. I can remember a few months ago visiting the First Haitian Free Methodist Church in Stamford with Pastor Jean-Luc, and it was packed with residents who were concerned about the rollback of temporary protective status for Haitian immigrants. And understandably, there was significant fear, there were questions, there were concerns, and to watch the B1C team there field every single question and stay for hours to address every single concern, the legal questions, questions about families getting separated. It was just moving to watch and made me so proud of our city that we have organizations like B1C. So on behalf of Stamford, on behalf of our entire city, thank you so much to all of you for your support for making this wonderful organization possible.
Thank you, Mayor Simmons, for your leadership and your ongoing support. From City Hall to the front lines of justice, there are few people in the state who understand the immigrant experience more personally or who have fought for it more fiercely than our next speaker. A man who has never shied away from defending the rights of every person in the state, in the courts, in the headlines, and in the moments that matter most. We are deeply grateful for his presence here today. Please join me in welcoming Attorney General William Tong.
Good morning. Thank you, Marissa. Welcome to this incredible organization. Can we start by thanking the staff who is taking such good care of us this morning? I'm here for a couple of reasons. One, because 16, maybe 17 years ago, this is the 15th, but there was the lead up. Catalina Horak called me on the phone and said, I have an idea to help and fight for our immigrant family and friends and neighbors. So can we give Catalina and the founding group a round of applause, please, for pulling us all together? I'm also here because Ginny Fox has been blowing up my phone for weeks and weeks. You're coming, right? 7 a.m. sharp. So as the mayor said, this has been a really tough year and a half. I think it's been a really tough 30 years for immigrants, maybe longer. And in the past year, we have looked into the darkness of immense cruelty to our friends, neighbors, and family. And at times when you look on your phone and see what's happening in Minnesota, you don't have to look all the way to Minnesota, just look at what's happening around here. It is easy to get discouraged and frustrated, and to feel like we're powerless against the extraordinary power of ICE and the federal government and the most powerful man on earth. I just have a simple message for everyone here this morning. We are not powerless. We have power. We have power to push back. As you know, the president tried to levy unconstitutional and unlawful tariffs. 12 states took him to court, all the way up to the Supreme Court, and we beat him 6-3. And then he tried to levy a different set of tariffs, a 10% global tariffs. Well, Friends, last night a federal court said, no, that's unlawful too. We beat him again. We have power because when ICE went to Meriden and stole Kevin from us, almost prevented him from, well, did prevent him from receiving his diploma in that moment, pulled him out of line before he was going to march at Maloney High School, and sent him to a South Texas detention facility where he languished for 6 months. We came together. Senator Blumenthal, his lawyers, his family, we fought hard, and Kevin came home, and he's home in Meriden right now because we have power. We have power because a few weeks ago, they did the same thing again. They went to Cheshire, Connecticut, and they went after Rehan. Rehan's father, Zia, was an Afghan interpreter for the U.S. Army, and he came to New Haven because we promised him, because you have fought so hard for us and put your own life and your family's life at risk, we will take care of you. And of course, when he got here, our country broke that promise. And they picked up Zia, and after fighting hard, Zia came home. And then they went after Zia's 18-year-old son, Rehan. 4 cars packed full of ICE agents in a neighborhood in Cheshire. Grabbed him, seized him, stole him, and took him to a federal detention center in Plymouth, Massachusetts. And again, we came together. Connecticut came together. Federal and state, the governor, we fought hard, standing strong with Rehan's lawyers and family, and Rehan is home right now in Cheshire. I know we have power. I know we have power because my family came here with nothing. I come from immigrants, yes, but I also come from refugees who left their home in China and ran for their lives. And my parents came here and did everything they could to build a life for themselves. And they built a successful business. First, a small Chinese restaurant in Hartford, and then a bigger one in Wethersfield, Connecticut. And in 6th grade, business started to go in the wrong direction. So my parents did the only thing immigrant small business owners can do when business starts to suffer. They called on their children. So I got up off the bench and worked side by side with my parents in that Chinese restaurant nights and weekends, doing everything we could to survive. And when you work next to your parents in a hot Chinese restaurant kitchen, it is not great. And I remember the sounds and the smells, but I remember not just seeing my parents work hard, but I remember watching them suffer 7 days a week, 12 to 15 hours a day. But I also saw them fight for every inch. I saw them never quit, never surrender. I saw them never back down. And because of their immigrant strength and perseverance and grit, I was born the very first American in my immediate family by right of my birth on American soil. I am not a United States citizen because my parents were citizens. I'm a U.S. citizen because of the birthright clause, because the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution says I'm a citizen. We have power. We have always had this power. The Constitution, the rule of law, our essential truth as Americans gives us that power. So there will be more darkness ahead. There will be more cruelty, I am sorry to say. There will be more fights, there will be more Kevins, there will be more Rehans. but we are fighting, we are winning, we have power, let's use it. Thank you, everybody.
Well, 15 years, right? 15 years of impact do not happen by accident. They happen because of people who have the vision to recognize what this community needed, the courage to build it from nothing, and the commitment to see it through. I would like to take a moment to honor those people. To the founders, the men and women who started it all, will you please stand and remain standing? Because of you, more than 22,000 lives have changed in powerful ways. Thank you. We also want to recognize, please stay standing. We also want to recognize the members of our alumni board, leaders who gave and continue to give their time, their talent, and their hearts to this organization. Please stand and remain standing. Your investment in this work lives on in everything we do. Thank you. And finally, I would like to ask our current board members to please stand. Thank you for your passion and selfless dedication as you govern with integrity, champion our mission, and make sure that B1C is built to last. To every single person that was just standing in this room, you are the backbone of this organization. Building One Community exists because of you. Thank you. So we can talk about numbers, and the numbers are powerful, but behind every single one of them is a human being, a story, a family that refused to give up. At Building One Community, we are fortunate to have people on our team who don't just understand that truth professionally, they live it personally. Fernanda Moreno Soto is one of them. As a family services coordinator, she shows up every single day for our community with compassion, dedication, and the kind of deep empathy that only can come from someone who truly understands what our families are going through. She is a testament to everything this organization stands for: resilience, belonging, and the belief that where you come from does not limit how far you can go. It is my profound honor to introduce Fernanda, who will share her journey and shed light on the very real barriers immigrant families face every single day. Please give a warm welcome to Fernanda.
Thank you, Marissa. Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to see you all today. My name is Fernanda Moreno Soto, and I stand here today not just as a staff member, but as someone whose life has been shaped by this work. Every day at B1C, families walk through our doors carrying questions that weigh on their lives. Where can I find food? Can I learn English here? Can you help me with my immigration status? How do I find work? How do I build a life here? Will I ever feel safe again? Will I ever be okay? Sometimes there are dozens of questions in a single meeting. Urgent, personal, heavy. What we witness is what people are living through: loss, uncertainty, and systems that fail them when they need support most. And we carry it with us. This work asks something of us: to stay present, to not turn away, and to keep showing up. We show up for families navigating systems they've never seen. We show up for parents trying to rebuild stability. And we show up for individuals carrying more than they can say out loud. We see people arrive with uncertainty and still move forward. We see resilience before it has a name. What becomes clear is this: the strength is already there. And sometimes our role is simply to reflect that back until they begin to see it too. This work has changed me because at B1C, we don't just hear lived experiences, we understand them. There's one family that I met during my first few months at B1C that I carry with me. 7 adults, 5 children, all in one small apartment. We spent extra time during our early meetings, working through language, building understanding piece by piece, how to enroll their children in school, how to take the bus, how to open a bank account, how to access health coverage. Things many of us learn over a lifetime, they had to learn all at once. A few months after arriving, they saved enough money to move into a big apartment. We sat down to go through the lease line by line. We reached the bottom of the page, print name, signature. The room went quiet. They looked at each other, then down at the paper. They slowly wrote their first names, not knowing how to properly spell their last names or what a signature was. So I told them, "Don't worry, we have a program that can help you." And they joined our Spanish literacy classes. From there, we kept going. Step by step, life kept moving forward. Their children started school, they found work, and they learned to navigate the bus system in Stanford with ease. Over time, they stopped needing me as much, which is the outcome we strive for, because success at B1C means families can stand on their own. And then, a few weeks ago, one of the mothers came back with a form. Same line, print name, signature. This time, there was no pause. Slowly, carefully, she wrote her full name, first and last. Then she looked at me and said, "Look, Señorita Fernanda, I can spell now." I went home that night and cried because I wasn't watching someone learn something new. I was watching how far they had already come. And that's what brings me to my own story. I arrived in the United States in September of 2001. I was 4 years old. I spoke no English. And I remember holding tightly to my Minnie Mouse doll, the one thing that made this new place feel a little less scary. My parents left Chile, the home they worked so hard to purchase, the life they built together, their careers as a teacher and as an engineer, and a future with more stability, because they believed their children deserved something more. They believed this country could offer us opportunities they never had. And as a child, I didn't see the struggles. I didn't see the closed doors, the doubt, the weight of those first few years just trying to make it here. I only saw my parents working, adapting, and building a life from nothing, holding on to the hope of creating something that they could not yet see. There was one moment I have to come to understand more deeply through my time here at B1C. One day, after coming home from school, a small envelope arrived in the mail, and when my mom opened it, she gasped, followed by silence, and then she cried, not quietly, a sound that filled the entire room, a sound I will never forget. Inside was a green card, a piece of plastic, light, ordinary, weighing just a few grams. But that card held the weight of everything, every sacrifice, every unknown, every moment my parents carried without showing my siblings and I. I didn't fully understand it then, but I knew it was a culmination of everything an immigrant parent faces when they choose to embark on a journey to a better future. Yet, years later, after hearing thousands of lived experiences, after sitting with families whose journeys echo fragments of my own, I began to understand what that moment held. It wasn't just approval. It was everything it took to get there. Everything carried quietly. Everything survived without being seen. And now, when I think of my parents, I understand them in a way I didn't before, because I hear that moment now. In the silence before someone asks for help, in the pause between translating Spanish and English, in the questions that arrive softly, almost carefully. Will I be okay? How will I get through this? Can you help me understand this? And now, every time I tell my parents I love them, it means more, because I see it now. What they carried, what they protected us from, and what they made possible. So once again, mamá y papá, muchísimas gracias por todo y más. Thank you for everything you carried, so I could stand here today and do this work. Because at B1C, we don't just hear lived experiences, we understand them. And because of this community, because of all of you, another family will walk through our doors. They will arrive with questions. They will arrive with apprehension. They will arrive carrying more than they can name. And someone at B1C will sit beside them and say, we're here to help. And in that moment, everything begins to change. Thank you.
Thank you, Fernanda, truly. It takes extraordinary courage to share something so personal and so real. Your story is a powerful reminder of where our families come from, what they carry, and why this work matters. We are deeply grateful for sharing your family's journey with all of us. Thank you. Our next speakers came to this country from Venezuela, carrying with them the hope and determination that define so many of the families we serve. It is my honor to introduce two people who embody everything Building One Community was built for. Please give a very warm welcome to Germán and Nancy Campo Ruiz.
Thank you, Marissa. As Marissa said, we are Nancy and Germán Campo. We came to United States from Venezuela 8 years ago to start a new life. We are very thankful to B1C for giving us the chance to share part of our story today. We would not be here without their support over the years.
Before we came to the United States, Germán was a veterinary professor at the Central University of Venezuela, and I was a pharmacist. We came to the United States in 2018 without the intention of staying. It was our son's birthday, and we came to celebrate with him. During that visit, there was rising political unrest in our original country. Given the challenging situation and our support for the opposition, we could not safe return.
In 2019, a year after our arrival, we had the luck of winning the visa lottery. We learned about B1C and everything they had to offer. We got referred to social worker Marissa Muñoz. who helped us get health insurance. Maria, you are an angel that God placed in our path and who favorably changed our stay in this country, Maria. We also started taking English classes, which we were able to continue online during COVID. And we are grateful to our teachers, Richard Lee and Jay Knight, for their support. It is because of them and that program that we can speak in English in front of all of you today.
After 4 years, we decided to become U.S. citizens. We learned that B1C had a class to prepare us for the citizenship test. We joined the class and felt very welcome. Our teachers, James Knight, Barbara Kestenbaum, and Stephen Shirley, were so kind and helpful. We also went to B1C to legal support, and Adriana helped us with that process. We must highlight the dedication and commitment of the volunteer teachers in our preparation, including face-to-face and digital activities beyond our Saturday classes that allowed us to confident and prepare to pass the citizenship interview, achieving our goal of becoming citizens in this great country.
We want to thank the entire Building One community team for their hard work and caring. They create a welcoming place and support people like us as we start a new life. We also want to thank everyone, especially the volunteer teachers who give their time to help B1C participants. Their support and resources open doors for immigrants every day. Yes. B1C has been for us on our journey for immigrants to be a citizen. We got over here today without them. We are so very grateful. Thank you.
It is my honor to introduce Connecticut's senior United States Senator, a tireless advocate who has spent decades fighting for the rights and dignity of every person in this state, and who has long believed deeply and without hesitation that the United States is proudly a nation of immigrants. We are honored to have him with us today. Please welcome Senator Richard Blumenthal. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Marissa. Everybody look at me. The person with the car can go out without being watched. Look at me. You can go. I am really so moved to look at this record crowd of support. And Marissa, thank you for your service to this organization, to our community, to immigrants, and to all of the staff, the volunteers who were recognized so movingly by the two previous speakers and others. I come to this breakfast every year to be reinvigorated and re-energized by the dedication and the commitment that you show, not just this morning, but literally every day in our great state and community. And from here, literally, I will do what I do on most Fridays. I will go to a courtroom. This one happens to be in New Haven, where there are immigration and naturalization ceremonies every Friday. In New Haven today, or Hartford, or Bridgeport. I do it whenever I'm in the state. At least one of the ceremonies, I try to make at least one of them to welcome immigrants, to say thank you. And that's what I will do this morning immediately after leaving here. And I will tell them I just attended a breakfast in Greenwich, Connecticut, where hundreds of people want to convey to you the same message. Welcome. Thank you for becoming citizens of the greatest country in the history of the world. Thank you for being an immigrant to this country, because we are the greatest country in the history of the world. We are the greatest because we are a nation of immigrants. And I will say to them also, this isn't happening anywhere else in the world. It's not happening in China or Russia or even in European countries where hundreds of people on a Friday in our state are welcomed as new immigrants to this country and new citizens. But I will also tell them that what is happening in some parts of the country, I don't recognize as America. What is happening in Minneapolis, what has happened in Connecticut, high school students seized from their homes as they got into their cars, taken away, put in detention. And around the country, U.S. citizens seized, some of them dragged out of cars or detained for days, veterans injured and sometimes shot by ICE and CBP. And I will tell them, that is not America. That is not the country I recognize and cherish. And that is why in this Congress, in the Senate, I will vote against any additional money for ICE or CBP until there is far-reaching, fundamental reform. Because the people of America don't recognize what ICE and CBP is doing either, and what the Department of Homeland Security is doing in tactics of violence and brutality that don't represent the spirit or the values of our great country. We are at a daunting, dangerous moment, and immigrants are at the tip of the spear in embodying not only what is great about America, but also what is in peril. And that's why we are one community. We are one community standing strong for America. I want to salute this organization for the tremendous services that you provide. The staff and the volunteers are providing such great services, as you have heard. But every one of you is in this battle. We can't afford the luxury of despair or disengagement. We need to be standing strong for the values that bring you here today and that are so beautifully and inspiringly embodied in building one community. So I'm here to say thank you, as I will in just about an hour, to 60 new citizens. Thank you for the work that you are doing. Thank you for keeping America, America. Thank you so much.
So thank you very much, Senator Blumenthal, for your loyalty, your support, and for being with us every year. We appreciate it. I want to say, Fernanda, your speech was impressive, phenomenal, heart-touching. Thank you very much. It moved many of us. And Germán and Nancy, thank you for your sharing your beautiful story. These stories are not just moving. They are a reminder of exactly why we're here in this room today. And they are the heart of building one community. And we're so grateful that they shared their journey with us. So, speaking of journey, now I have the privilege of introducing to you someone who's been from this journey of building one community since day one. He is a founding champion of building one community. We've been in this since day one, 18 plus years ago. Yes, and he is Bruce Coe, a dear friend, so smart, and done so much for this center. So I'm happy to say Bruce and I are going to collaborate and doing something fun right now. And you're the lucky one to hear it. So
thank you, Sarita. What we witnessed here, those stories, those voices, that courage, that's building one community. Not a building, not a budget line. People, families, lives transformed. I've had the privilege of watching this organization grow from its earliest days, and I can tell you what happens here is extraordinary. People walk through these doors carrying uncertainty, fear, and hope all at once. And what they find is a team that meets them exactly where they are and walks with them towards something better. That doesn't happen without resources. And that's where you come in.
today, we're asking you to be part of a transformation. Our goal today is only to raise $155,000. That's it. I know it sounds a little bit ambitious, but it is necessary, it's vital, and I'm looking at all of you, and you're a wonderful heart, crowd with a big heart, so I know it's achievable. So just remember that when you give to Building One Community, you're not just writing a check. You are really, truly funding programs such as the legal consultation that keeps a family together. You're helping to give an open door to jobs, to allow people to have jobs and dignity and a better life. You're also helping to allow individuals who have that American dream, who want to get their citizenship, and they go through the citizen service classes we have, and they are taking the citizen exam, and they want to plant their roots in this community. This is not just a fundraiser. This is an investment in people and in families and in the future of the better of our community and every single one of our neighborhoods in our region. So I have to share some good news. We managed to find a match, and we have $50,000 match, which means your gift will go further. So this way, you all can feel good about the impact that you have on many families with your generosity. So I'm going to ask you, please pick up your phone and look for, or pick up, there's a card in the center that says text to give information. You may want to use it. And it's on your table. And you can, and now we can start, the best part is start the feel good part. You can start donating and to make powerful things happen. So you see this program, it's very easy. You can also look at the program or look at the screen, and you can do a couple of things. You can scan this QR code and you will see the word spring. You see it? So you scanned it and you see the word spring, and next to the word, you're going to add a space, and then you're going to put the gift you want to donate, and make sure you add a lot of zeros. I'm not kidding. And then you type your name. You will receive a link right away, and the idea is that you really have to touch that link too. So please, if you need help, there are some lovely people with little green bags walking around. Just raise your hand. And if you preferred another style, not this one, not that one, we are happy to put a little green bag on the table if you want to put your check in. So let's go for it. Let's help make this happen and start now, clicking away.
There will also be people to help you. Just raise your hand if you are having trouble with the texting or whatever, and they'll be right there to help you.
Nobody has trouble texting, Bruce. They do it too much, actually.
Speak for yourself.
So
Okay, a gift of $5,000 supports naturalization or a green card application for 3 clients. This is similar to the green card that Fernanda's mother received. This is for 3 people. It'll make 3 families moving out of the shadows of uncertainty and into the stability they have worked so hard to earn, able to work, to travel, to fully and freely participate in the life of this country.
So imagine what that means for a family. The parents no longer live with fear. The children are seeing a future that is secure and safe. And this is not just life-changing, this is life-giving. So you can make it happen. Let's make it happen, please. And there's going to be a thermometer, excuse me. The thermostat is at home. Anyway, the thermometer that will come up soon and tell us how far we've come along.
Wi-Fi code is breakfast. People need it on to text.
Oh yeah, we're not near we got to make this happen.
The Wi-Fi code is breakfast. I don't know whether it's capital B or not.
So let's make it impact. Let's leave a legacy.
The network is B1C guest, and the password is breakfast.
So
All right, the network is B1C guest, and the password is breakfast.
Oh, okay. Password is breakfast. Did you catch that? B1C guest, password is breakfast. There you go. 7.
And they raise their right hand and take the oath, as I experienced with Oscar Moreno in the Bridgeport organization a couple years ago. You have helped write that moment. They will not just become citizens, they will become voters, neighbors, community leaders, and it starts with you. A gift of $1,000 supports a 10-week entrepreneur workshop for someone who has a dream and the drive, but just needs to bring it to life. We have seen it happen right here at B1C. An idea becomes a plan becomes a business becomes independence.
Well, this is not the breakfast break yet, and I promise you will have your breakfast break in 5 minutes. We're not there yet, but I have to say, what Bruce just stated, we really feel this is true because we've seen since breakfast break will start in 4 minutes. We've really seen these changes, and we know that it happens. We've seen thousands of people, our beneficiaries, come into our workshops, and we've seen them go in, and they're uncertain and with trepidation. And we've also seen them walk out with a plan, and we've seen them with a fire in their eyes. Yes, in 3 minutes we'll have our lunch break, I promise. So you're not just funding a workshop, you are funding somebody's livelihood. You're funding somebody's American dream. So let's look at the let's see the thermometer. Let's see how close we are. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Please help us. We're close. So at $500, provide a full year of drop-in classes. It's for somebody who's unable to speak, for somebody who can't understand their children's teachers, so somebody who has a hard time going to the doctor's office. This is really life-changing. It's everything. So we're almost, oh wow, we're almost there. Go ahead, Bruce. We're almost there.
We need your attention for 3 minutes, and then we're going to have plenty of social time. Language is power, and when someone finds their voice, really finds it, everything changes. This is about more than words. It's about dignity. It's about being seen, heard, and understood. Your gift makes that possible. A gift of $250 funds an 8-week food safety certification course for someone who dreams of working in a kitchen or growing within one. This credential is key to open that door.
So we only have one more level. That's $100. This is great. We're getting some checks come in. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. So if the last level is 100, and you know what $100 can give? You're supporting our homework club. And our homework club is when the children come in to get enrichment and get tutored by other students that are volunteering, older students. It's really special. You go in every day after school and you see the students come in with this big smiles, and they're so curious and they're so capable and they just want to learn, and they come in and they're so happy to be there. We've heard it. It's really very heartwarming. So this is what $100 can give. We're almost done, guys. Just hold your horses. We're almost there. We're almost going to see the confetti. Right, Bruce?
Yes.
Almost.
This is a child who lights up when an experiment works, who discovers that they are good at something, maybe for the very first time.
The confetti!
Who begins to see themselves, thank you, who begins to see themselves differently because someone believed in them.
So you're investing in children. You're investing in families and everything that comes next for them and for their family and for this community. And you know you can make an impact.
Every level matters. Every gift moves us forward. Every gift moves someone forward. When we invite you to give at the level that feels right for you, and to know that whatever you do today will make a real difference in someone's life.
So let's make a difference in people's life. Let's thank you for allowing us to see the confetti. It's really very important. And we're building one community together. Thank you.
Because no gift is too small and no act of generosity goes unnoticed, least of all by the people whose lives you are changing. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yay, we did it. And you helped. So now we finally got to the part some of you liked a lot, which is the break. Enjoy. We have 10 minutes. And don't forget, if you're waiting to donate, we'll take it till the end. We'll be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarita. Thank you, Bruce. And thanks to all of you. We are so grateful for your support. Thank you so much for helping us reach our goal. Well, it is my honor to be here today as the Executive Director of Building One Community. When I stepped into this role, I knew I was walking into something special. But nothing could have prepared me for what I found. a staff of extraordinary dedication, an immigrant community of remarkable resilience, and supporters, like every one of you, whose commitment to this mission is unconditional. This legacy, 15 years in the making, has left me both humbled and inspired. When I started, it immediately became clear to me that building one community is a constant, a place where immigrants in Fairfield County come to find not just services and resources, but dignity and belonging. Over 22,000 people have walked through our doors since we opened them, more than 5,000 last year alone. Each of them carrying the strength to walk away from all they knew, all to build a better future for themselves, for those they left behind, and for the generations to come. This year's theme, Here, Now, Always, could not be more fitting nor more urgent, because we have to speak boldly about what is happening right now. We all know the moment we are living in. For immigrant communities across this country, fear is real. Families who have lived here for years, who pay taxes, raise children, own businesses, and contribute to this economy and community in ways large and small, are now afraid to take their kids to school, afraid to leave their homes. This is the reality right now, today. But this fear is not new. For 18 months, our community has been weighing impossible decisions. Do I go to court and risk never coming home? Do I file my taxes and invite the government to my door? It means teaching your family what to do if you don't come home. It means feeling your hands tremble filing your taxes because the information you are required to submit by law may now be handed to the very agency that could tear your family apart. These are not hypotheticals. These are real calculations that people in our community are forced to make every single day. Doing the right thing now comes with the risk of losing everything. And it is not going to get any easier anytime soon. And at this moment, we refuse to look away. Instead, we are doing what B1C has always done, listening closely, moving deliberately, and adapting our work to meet our community where they are. Because the needs of our community are growing, shifting, and becoming more challenging. For example, our legal services team is helping families understand their rights, navigate a complex legal system, and protect what they have worked so hard to build. As the climate shifted, we scaled. We scaled our Know Your Rights sessions online and in multiple languages, more than doubling our reach. We expanded our consultation days, where a pathway to citizenship or other legal status exists. We help them get there. And sometimes the journey can span years. This year, Carla and her 2 children received their final U visa approval, a case B1C first filed in 2017 at our legal team's very founding. 8 years. Yep. 8 years of waiting and uncertainty. And then, in the middle of one of the hardest moments this community has ever faced, they could finally breathe again. That is why this work exists. Our legal team alongside them every single step of the way. Our family services team is showing up, case by case, family by family, responding to needs that are increasingly urgent and complex. Last year, we helped more than 2,400 members access health care, food, and other essentials, a more than 20% increase from the year before. That growth is a direct response to a community under pressure and a team that refuses to let demand outpace our commitment. One of those families is Marisol's. She came to us at one of the darkest moments of her life, healing from personal trauma, fighting for custody of her son, and determined to build a better future. Through our mental health initiative, we connected her to therapy. We also ensured that she and her son had access to food while they had their footing. Today, Marisol is employed full-time, caring for her son, and better prepared to navigate what lies ahead. In her own words, B1C opened its doors to me when I needed it most, and I am very grateful. That is what showing up looks like, and that is what this team makes possible every single day. Our workforce development programs give community members the skills and credentials and vision to not just survive this moment, but to build lives of independence and dignity. Last year, over 400 participants gained computer skills, OSHA and CPR certifications, and culinary training. And for those ready to turn a business dream into a reality, we helped 22 entrepreneurs launch businesses through our incubator, providing that training, seed money, and mentorship every step of the way. Marta is one of them. For Marta, food is love. And she wanted to share that with the world through her empanadas. Today, Marta's Empanaditas is thriving, so much so that she is able to support her family solely with her business. That is what becomes possible when opportunity meets support. We are fortunate to have Marta and Carla with us here today, so please stand. All right. Their success reminds us why we do this work. Thank you. And that commitment extends to every person who walks through our doors. At our worker center, we stand alongside our day workers, more vulnerable now than ever. Beyond a warm space and a meal, we now offer wraparound support tailored specifically to them, mental health counseling, workers' rights information, health screenings, and more. Small acts that make a big difference in their lives. Because when the world feels uncertain, no one who comes to us should ever feel alone. That is the promise we make to every single person who comes to us. And through our English, academic enrichment, and citizenship classes, like those that changed the lives of Germán and Nancy, we are planting seeds for the future. That is the arc we are committed to building today, together. This work is harder than ever, more necessary than ever, and with every challenge we have responded, not by stepping back, but by stepping up. As the new executive director, I come with a commitment to elevating this work to meet this moment. In the months ahead, we will strengthen and deepen our programs, bolster our infrastructure, and be a leader in advocating for and elevating the voices of our immigrant community. We will amplify our education efforts specifically, and especially with ever-changing legal and policy shifts, to continue to be a trusted source of information for immigrants. And we will grow our partnerships, building a more connected, collaborative ecosystem that serves our community more comprehensively and effectively. These are ambitious goals, and I am ready, because I am not standing on uncertain ground. I am standing on 15 years of intention, care, and hard work that came before me, and I am not standing alone. My extraordinary team shows up every single day with skill, heart, and unshakable commitment. Thank you. Please rise and be recognized. Our goal is clear: to ensure that B1C remains a source of strength for this community, so that every immigrant in Fairfield County knows there is a place for them here, so that no one has to face this moment alone. But we cannot do that without you, and that is why this room matters so much today. Now is the time. Now is the time to rise up and support our neighbors. Now is the time to say loudly and clearly that fear will not be the last word. That the values that Stanford and this county have always stood for, inclusion, compassion, solidarity, are not up for debate. Every gift you make today is a statement. It is a declaration that in this community, we do not abandon our neighbors when they need us most. It says, "You are seen, you are safe here, you belong here." 15 years ago, a group of fearless leaders had a vision. Today, that vision has changed thousands of lives. Imagine what the next 15 years can look like if we choose together to rise. B1C is here. The moment is now, and we will always stand with our immigrant community. Thank you.
Thank you, Marissa, and thank you to every single person in the room who made this morning what it is: powerful, moving, and deeply impactful. I will tell you that I get to see what you've heard firsthand as both a mentor to a wonderful woman from El Salvador who now remains a friend and is here today joining us, and also as a volunteer in the legal services community. I am deeply moved and motivated, and I hope that by hearing the stories today, you feel the same way. So now, you know what? We were planning to look at the thermometer, but you've blown it away, and I want to just give yourselves a hand. Because this is what community looks like when it shows up and for one another. To everyone who gave this morning, thank you so very much. I also want to take a moment to echo the thanks that have already been expressed to the extraordinary people who made this morning possible, to our speakers, Fernanda, Germán, Nancy, to our elected officials who work for us and show up for us and have our back every single day in doing very, very hard work. To all of those who shared stories, you have reminded us that every person matters in every way. To our founders who had the vision when there was nothing but a belief that something better was possible for our community. And to our alumni board who has continued to stay with us every single day, making experiences like this morning possible. To our current board members who I work with constantly, to advisory leadership, to volunteers, to partners, and again, to every single supporter in any way. When you're out in the community, if you can just spread the word that you've heard this morning, we would be deeply grateful. 15 years ago, a small group of people dared to believe in this community, that it could be better, more connected, more compassionate, more just. And today, you have been part of celebrating that success in that belief. We leave here today more determined than ever before to carry it forward. Because of you, we do not do this work alone. The need has never been greater, nor has our resolve. We want to thank you very much. And remember, here, now, always. Thank you again. Muchas gracias, and merci en paix.